Guys, I'm not sure if you just saw, we're on I-20 eastbound in Rankin County headed to the city of Morton, where we just saw two buses pass by, presumably filled with illegal immigrants or migrants who are undocumented in the U.S. We've seen about a total of 9 or 10 buses at this point transporting people who've been arrested to Thompson Field in Flowood. That's a military installation. And we spoke with one woman who worked at the Coke food plants in Morton, who says that immigration agents came in this morning and they told everybody it was time to go, and it looks like they have rounded up hundreds and hundreds of people. We saw one of those buses going into Thompson Field. The bus was packed to the rim, so a lot of people have been arrested. And we spoke with a person from the Homeland Security Department who says this is not an ICE raid, that they are arresting people as part of a federal criminal investigation. This individual, perhaps he's trying to split hairs here, but he says this is not about immigration status until they process these individuals. But clearly, if you're targeting poultry processing plants, you have a pretty good chance, and this official from Homeland Security admitted it, that a lot of these people may be undocumented, may be migrants who are in the country without proper citizenship papers. The woman we spoke with as we were at Thompson Field, there were two buses that came into the facility and she was behind it. She was driving a car. She says she drove all the way from the Coke food plants in Morton because she didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her boyfriend. The agents came in and rounded up all these people and put them on buses, and they're processing them. And there will be a news conference this afternoon with the U.S. Attorney's Office where we will learn a lot more about the scope and the nature of this investigation. But clearly, a plant in Morton, a plant in Sebastopol, a plant in Canton, a chicken poultry processing plant in Bay Springs, a number of other facilities have been targeted. And this is clearly, perhaps it's part of the Trump administration to crack down on illegal immigrants. There's another bus that just drove by a moment ago, presumably packed with people who have, according to this Homeland Security official, arrested as part of a federal criminal investigation. But again, I want to emphasize that they are targeting poultry processing plants across Mississippi, across the central Mississippi area. And it's no secret that a lot of the people who work in those plants are people who couldn't perhaps find a job anywhere else, and the pay is minimal, and a lot of immigrants or migrants who might be undocumented work in those facilities. So we're on our way to Morton in Scott County right now to get a look at what's happening, and we'll be bringing you that news conference at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the ICE facility in Pearl, Mississippi, to find out much more about what's happening. And we're just watching as we head east on I-20. We might see another bus or another couple of buses making their way west to transport these folks who've been arrested. Again, according to Homeland Security officials, were arrested as part of a federal criminal investigation. This individual said that they didn't know their immigration status. Of course, it is illegal to be in the country without proper citizenship papers, so that in and of itself is a crime. But we're getting some pushback from the federal authorities about whether this was an ICE raid. And Chris, I don't know if you have that video. We got some video from someone at a plant in Canton, the Pico plant in Canton, and you can see agents come in, and looks like they might be in a cafeteria setting, and they come in and there are people walking out with their hands over their heads. They don't appear to be officers who are armed, but I'm going to see if we can show you this. We had a Facebook viewer who sent us this, and we can show it to you. show you this video again from an apparent mass arrest at the Pico food plant in Canton, Mississippi this morning. You can see dozens of people with their hands over their heads, agents that are armed. They don't appear to have their guns pointed at anyone. I'm going to show you this video one more time. So that again is a video by one of our Facebook viewers shot inside the Pico food plant in Canton, Mississippi. And as you could see, there were dozens of people with their hands over their heads, and you can see ICE agents. I think we're going to go straight, or we're headed to Morton, so we're not going to make this exit. So you can see those ICE agents, again, their weapons are not drawn. They do have their weapons on their side, but you can see dozens of people in that room with their hands over their heads, and clearly they know that there is something going on. Now this, of course, is all happening as the nation is grappling with the tragedy at the El Paso Walmart over the weekend, where a young man apparently had expressed his opposition to what he called the invasion of immigrants. And President Donald Trump, of course, has been criticized for some of his rhetoric and some of the stuff that he has said, the way he has talked about migrants or people who are undocumented in the country. And we're having these raids happen across central Mississippi this morning, and there is a debate going on in the country right now about how we should talk about people who are in the country illegally or undocumented immigrants. And there's a lot of finger pointing at the president and what the president has said. But of course, the president and his supporters are emphasizing that if you're in the country illegally, then there should be something, action should be taken, legal action should be taken to remove anyone who is in the country illegally. But again, businesses rely on migrant labor. And right now, we're going to show you, we're making an exit here to Morton. We're going to be going into the town of Morton to get a sense of what's happening after we heard the harrowing story from the woman who said that her boyfriend and a number of other people were taken away by ICE agents at the Coke food plant in Morton. And this woman said that she drove all the way from Morton to Flowood, Mississippi in her car. She didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her boyfriend. She was virtually in tears, heartbroken. She says she's worked at the plant for 3 years, and she didn't know how long her boyfriend had worked there, so presumably she has been dating him for some time. And again, the U.S. Attorney and ICE officials will be holding a news conference Tuesday afternoon at the ICE office in Pearl, Mississippi, to give us a better scope of what this investigation is all about, how many people have been arrested, how many businesses have been targeted, and what the nature exactly of this investigation is all about. Well, guys, just for the record, I am not driving. I am the passenger in the car. This is my trusty driver there, photographer Christopher Fields. So I want to make sure you guys know we are being extra careful and extra safe. I am not driving and Facebooking live. That would be a very bad thing indeed. Again, we're making our way to the town of Morton, Scott County, Morton Forest, one of the largest concentrations of poultry processing plants in all of Mississippi. If you drive down I-20 eastbound through the Metro Jackson area, you can sit there all day and count dozens and dozens of trucks that are hauling the chickens that are being taken to these processing plants, primarily in Scott County. So this is a ground zero if you're going to be going after people who might be undocumented, living in the country, working at a poultry processing plant. Scott County would definitely be one of the places that you would target in Mississippi. So again, guys, we're making our way to the town of Morton in Scott County, Mississippi, where there has apparently been a huge arrest, according to a Homeland Security official, of people as part of what they call a federal criminal investigation. These arrests happening at poultry processing plants here in Scott County and at least in Madison County and the city of Canton, and a number of other areas across central Mississippi. The Homeland Security official emphasizing to us in our brief conversation that these are not, quote, ICE raids, that these people are being arrested because they have committed a criminal offense inside the United States. And this person said they don't even know their immigration status until they have been processed. But if you're targeting poultry processing plants, and this Homeland Security official admitted that there's a pretty good chance that there might be folks working at those facilities who are undocumented folks in the country. Ooh. Park right here. It's Coke Foods. So we just got to the Coke food plant in Morton, and take a look over here. I guess these are folks who are working here. You can see a number of armed agents over inside the facility, some folks right there, and looks like they have people lined up over here inside the facility, armed officers.
This is shit fucked up. This is messed up.
Okay.
It really is.
So you work here?
Yeah.
We're live on Facebook. So what happened? Tell me what happened. You work here at the plant. I guess the place is shut down for now?
Yeah, we shut down.
So tell me what happened when you were inside the plant this morning working. What happened?
Well, ICE came in, put our security at gunpoint, laid them on the ground. Next thing I know, ICE came in. Couldn't nobody go nowhere. So we all had to line up, come out the door.
So they put guns to your head?
To the security.
ICE? Okay.
Then the police.
Okay, so the security at the plant, you're saying ICE agents came in and put guns to their heads.
Laid them on the ground. And took all our messengers. That's all our workers. Half of the plant. Day shift and night shift.
So what do you do there?
I'm a lead person.
Okay.
That's all I know. I just know it's messed up because we got to think about the kids and everything. They kids, I mean, who gonna get their kids? That's what we looking at.
Right.
It's messed up. They got 7 buses.
They've already taken 7 buses
yes,
away?
This the 7 bus right here.
Okay.
I mean, it's messed up for real.
Thank you.
You welcome.
See a large crowd of people. I'm not sure we can zoom in. There are armed agents down there, and there are a big crowd of people lined up near those white silo-looking things down there in the distance. I'm not gonna show you face. I'm not gonna show you.
Not enough really. Pretty much they came over here to work just like us. You know, they over here to make money. They hear me. They ain't no dogs. You know what I'm saying? Even if they is over here illegal, they got the. You know, they want to be over here in the free world with us working, making their own money. They ain't bothering nobody.
Do you know that some of those folks are illegal?
They put them on the bus, so they got to be. You know, because all of them gone. There were about 3 or 4 buses.
So you guys were in there. What happened when they come in? When you guys were in the plant, right? What happened?
When we came in, they just, you know, we had to come back out.
Did they come in with guns and tell everybody to get down or what?
No, they didn't do all that. They ain't make us get down and there with guns.
Because I spoke with another woman who said they put the guns for security.
Some of them, yeah.
So they had some security, and then they made them get on the floor and then they came in.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So
right, it's what we saying. We can't run the plant, period, because our help gone. Okay, they live hang, they hang. Who gonna hang the chicken? Because you know we ain't finna get up there and hang none. They gonna hang.
You got straight line.
You got straight line, hanging. I mean, our help is gone.
All our help.
okay, thanks guys.
And I feel
How are you?
How's it going?
Ross
Tim
Adams.
Overlay, the Public Affairs
Can you
Office.
talk with us?
I have a holding statement I can send to you.
Okay.
Can you give me your email?
Okay. So we're live on Facebook right now, so I don't want to. If you don't want to say anything on.
Yeah, we're not officially common, but I have the holding statement that I can send to you.
Okay.
Can't say for sure, but most likely, unless I can.
We see.
So yeah, I guess it would depend on each circumstance. You know, let me send you the holding statement. Give you a little better idea of what. No, that's part of us.
So looks like one more bus just arrived here at the Coke Foods plant in Morton, and they are apparently about to transport another busload of people from this processing plant. See them getting on the bus, so we probably need to go back to the other side.
Okay. I just wanted to show you this just in case.
Okay, appreciate it. So you can see that bus there in the distance. They're loading up what appears to be a large crowd of people onto that bus. Their cell phones up, actually documenting what's happening. Also, a lot of these people work at the plant, and their whole lives have been disrupted. One woman who works here says 90% of the people who work at this plant are, quote, Mexicans. So without these folks, the plant would be effectively shut down and unable to operate. This, of course, is many of these people complaining that it's now back to school. Families are struggling to try to make ends meet, and the plant is shut down. If this plant is shut down, that supplies hundreds of jobs to folks in this part of Mississippi. They will have a tough time keeping their families together. And there's the bus right there, packed with people about to leave the Coke food plant in Morton, Mississippi. I would say easily 50 to 60 people on that bus.
They won't let me get it. mirarlo en la otra transmisión, no lo miraste eso.
So this may be the last bus, last of nearly a dozen buses transporting people who were arrested from the Coke Foods plant in Morton, Mississippi. This bus just pulling out of the plant facility right now, and I would say at least 50 to 60 people on that bus who were lined up outside the plant, and now they're being hauled away in a bus.